Well, I thought I'd follow yesterday's little plot tour with a home garden tour. This here is our porch. We have some tomato plants growing in here. They're not doing fantastically. We did a decent job in here with some tomatoes a few years ago, before we even had the allotment, and haven't really done much with it since. As you can see, there's some blossom end rot on these Vesuviano tomatoes. It's very hard to keep the watering consistent with the pots, so it's not been great. Behind them, some ginger plants, as in root ginger. They're doing pretty well this year. They're actually I think it's about the third year we've grown them. It's the same roots. I've potted them on a couple of times, but we haven't sort of tried to harvest the roots out of there. We might see what we've got this year, because this year is actually going quite a lot better. These are Hottentot figs, technically edible, not fantastic to eat. It's just a succulent, has little pink flowers in theory. I think it's also called pig's eye or something, not sure. But yeah, they're kind of just decorative. And down here we've got a lemon verbena, which has managed to survive 2 years, which is better than I've done before with lemon verbena in the UK. Right, so stepping out the door. Mints of various sorts. They need a soil top up at the moment, really. I've just been watering with the watering can, of course. And this is citrus and Szechuan peppercorns. So we have a little lemon plant, 2 varieties of Szechuan peppercorn here. They're kind of on and off. They are growing every year. We've had them a few years, so they have proved pretty robust. I haven't managed to kill them yet. Got them from Jungle Plants, I think. A little orange plant. The leaves on the citrus smell fantastic. In fact, the leaves on the Szechuan smell fantastic as well, so this is almost like this little random sensory garden. These were out the back of the house, and because we put them out there in the shade before EMF camp, and I've only just today got round to moving them. I need to top up some of the soil in these, really. And this bigger, healthier one at the end is a lime. Yeah. So this is our little yard. This is our only kind of personal space where we live. We live in a sort of a strip of 3 bungalows behind the house, which is to my right. Just renting, of course. So we've got some few things in the little yard here, on top of this old septic tank. That's a nice garden feature. So we've got a couple of miniature mulberry plants. Got various herbs in pots. That's a winter savoury. This is a very dry looking oregano or marjoram with some sage. Little chili plant in a pot here, and these are little plots with each has a little Bequino chili in it, a Vietnamese mint, and a lemongrass, of course. The lemongrasses are fanning out nicely down the bottom here, you can see. I'm not quite sure whether I should have the soil up further on them or not. Not quite sure. They seem very fragile just on that single root down there, so I need to work out what to do with them. But yeah, our original veg garden bed. Again, built this before we had the allotment. This was like built just after COVID hit, I think, when we were all kind of like not sure what to do with ourselves. I ripped out this massive old manky conifer here, and built it out of an old mobile bar setup I had. It's kind of being held together with a ratchet strap at the moment. Haven't quite decided what to do with it in general. Part of life's general questioning what we're doing going forward at the moment. Nice big hyssop in front of us. Another winter savoury. Some sage, some thymes and marjorams at the back, all a bit unkempt. We do like to keep them that way though, because the bees love the flowers. Look at that little critter down there. Can you see? I can't see it anymore. There it is. Yeah. Have a little bee moment. There's lots of these little furry bees on here. And similarly, the bees love this winter savoury, which has kind of self-seeded itself around the place. More herb pots on the side here. They're not looking fantastic. They're hard to keep watered, especially in this weather. Things are generally surviving as best they can. The winter savoury is great because it self-seeds all over the place. Even the weedy neighbour's yard has a bit of winter savoury in it now. So we've got quite a lot of winter savoury everywhere. Again, the bees love this stuff. The bumblebees especially love this winter savoury. Look at them. Yeah. So we just keep them up and in flower as much as we can, really. Little mini solar array here, not doing much. And some of the original kind of ornamental garden that was down here, some geraniums, little thing that I cut into a little box. thyme down there in front of that solar panel. The solar panels aren't doing a lot at the moment. They are plugged into a battery system, but that's not really ideal the way it is. Right, so stepping out here, water butt I put in to replace a dead one, a little fish pole bamboo we've got, and another random ornamental that just came with the place. So this isn't our, basically this is now shared grounds I'm walking through. So we sort of have this path up the back. The previous people who used to maintain the property just mostly tried to kill everything. This nice black sambucus is good. You may have seen my tiny little bay tree in a pot at the front. Obviously not a lot of use. Thankfully this property came with this bay tree. So whenever we want any bay leaf, we can just come right here and bay leaf galore. I love bay trees. I grew up with them. So this is the Jerusalem artichoke patch. It's never flowered, but we do get Jerusalem artichokes out of it. Sunflowers. This is our best sunflower effort in years. It's not great. There's a nice big one coming up here. Hasn't flowered yet. And this one, yeah, my sister gave me some, I think Monet inspired sunflower seeds when she was over here last year. So that's actually them. There's also some ratty looking, what you call them, padrons down there, and also some weeds. In amongst those weeds are some tomatillos, but they're not doing much. Some strawberries I've not been looking after very well as well. This is the swing seat which I occasionally sit on, and so far it hasn't collapsed under my weight, amazingly. Back here's the potting bench. So whoever had this property in the past was obviously quite keen on gardening. There's remnants of gardens around the place. You can see where there were gardens in some of the grass. I'll take you around the other side in a moment. But yeah, so I use this potting bench at the moment. It's just got kind of leftover chilies and stuff on it, stuff that just didn't have time to do anything with. We're still keeping them alive because I am bad at letting plants just die. Well, that's wrong. I let plants just die through sheer neglect, but I feel bad about it. So when I've got little plants that I could keep alive, I have a bad habit of just keeping them going. I mean, they are. Look, there's some fruit there. I'm not quite sure what that is, but that's kind of cool. What is it? Oh, let's see if I can still read the label. It's the problem with writing on these little labels. That's Trepidaria Werner. It was a new one I got this year. Don't know anything about it. Haven't tried it yet. There's some roses back here which we're supposed to plant on the allotment. Just trying to keep them alive at the moment. Ow, it just bit me. That's what I think's of me. There's this hedge at the back which I am responsible for keeping trimmed, but it takes a lot of effort. So I'm just trimming this bit at the moment, which lets the light into our greenhouse. So this greenhouse also just came with the property. It's shared grounds. When we first moved in here, there were a Polish couple living in the big house, which was an HMO, and they were using this greenhouse. They sadly had to be moved on by the landlord because he decided he'd make more money out of it being an Airbnb. So we inherited the greenhouse at that point, and we've used it a bit on and off for the last 3 seasons. It might be 4 seasons now. I lose track of time. We've been here so much longer than I ever intended to be here. Chilies in pots. Nice little array of chilies going in there with the dark, I can't remember the names right now, but there's some nice chili varieties in here. Some Kangstar stuff. I love these little variegated ones and the dark-leaved ones. Some different small chilies and things. Some tomatoes down the back there. There's a golden crown, gold crone. There's a chili plant at the back. I don't know if you can see that. Sort of behind that post is a Kashmiri Mirch and a whole bunch of other chilies here. Oh, and a sweet potato down there. Sweet potato as well. Yeah. If we step out, we can actually see more. So you can see the yellow mottling on these eggplant plants here, aubergines. That's red spider mite. The aubergines seem to kind of cope with it and get on. I have tried predators on them. I might try predators again, but it is what it is. They're doing okay. We are actually eating aubergines regularly off these now. You can see there's a good little crop of green fruit in there and red fruit in there, and this glass needs cleaning, obviously. But yeah, this is the greenhouse at home to basically complement the massive greenhouse we've got on the plot. Well, massive by my standards. And I was talking about how this place, I think this used to be a vegetable garden down here. I was talking about how this place was clearly once there were people here who liked gardening, and there's lots of gardening bits lying around the place from previous, not tenants, I think the people who owned it before, the farmers who have the property behind where I used to rent my business premises from. That's their orchard back there. They said there was some of this kind of like strange little kind of almost semi-religious cult living here. I don't know the veracity of that story, but it is what it is. And I think they were the gardeners. I'm going to pause this and nip around to the front. You've seen almost everything now, but the front is our last little bit. That's sort of around here, down past everyone's conservatories. So I'm going to pause this now and briefly pick up at our back door by our conservatory. This is buckler leaf sorrel, that's sweet Sicily, and it's just all very unkempt and not looked after right now. And there's random junk back here. Plants that have sort of been neglected a bit. The barbecue lives back here, the gas burner, things like that, and some other bits and pieces. Yeah, let's not look at that too long. It's not pretty. And then here's our front garden. This is nominally the wildflower patch. It's kind of just weeds and brown at the moment. In fact, most things are brown because of the weather conditions. Brown grass, as it reminds me of home. It's like being back in Australia these days. So this is our front garden, in front of the little bungalow we live in. It was just a strip of mud which the previous gardener used to just spray with Roundup every month. And we have tried to look after it. So I've got some Rosa rugosa I put in here. They're mostly out of flower at the moment. They'll come back. I've trimmed off all their little things, what do you call them, rose hips, and they will actually reflower pretty soon on these new stalks you can see growing up like that one there. Yeah, there'll be new flowers there within a month. Obviously down here you can see that's the white flower. Beautiful aroma on these. Just some bits and pieces. So we've got some lavender, some roses I put in this year. I after I was in France, I got inspired to buy roses and got some roses which I've put in around the place. Behind that is a morning glory, looking fairly glorious right now. We were supposed to put a frame up on this, never did. Yeah, well, underneath the morning glory is actually a jasmine as well, which I'm just actually letting the morning glory slightly smother while it gets established, especially in this hot weather. I just watered this stuff here. We don't normally water the front garden. Another rose. I've forgotten the name of this thing. This came with the property. And we've got this weedy lemon balm everywhere. And this thing was just a stick when we moved in, just hanging on to life. Look what I've managed to do to it. It's a magnolia, and it's pretty good. It flowers for a good way. If you deadhead it, you get more flowers. Really happy with that. What I've managed to achieve with the thing that was just a stick. And this is the last bit that we've basically commandeered in the property. Not long after we moved in here, I just put a bunch of sages in here, rosemary, and that's thus our sage and rosemary garden. Yeah, so that's it. That's our gardening footprint. We have gradually sort of taken over more and more of the property. The landlord doesn't mind because it makes it look a little bit better, and I try to maintain it as best I can. But this hot weather's not helping. Anyway, that'll do. That's a wrap as such. Look at that.